down and say, do that. Just use that whenever you got more back in the arms. So that's a little bit, that's even along the way. That's a good place to go to. Even if I'm not, what I don't want to do is I don't want to stare at like you're trying to burn a hole. I don't. That's not the point, whatever. But that's the basis of being able to follow our directors and watch them. One of the other things I want to just, a couple of things I want to circle back on. Most of you, as I look around the room, have got really good singing posture. Some folks have got some things going on that could be improved upon. So as a basic concept, I'm just going to do. I'm sure I get you're reinforcing basic concepts. In general, I want to delay a couple of positions. In general, I think a lot of us are go together. If they're part of value, you do some of this kind of stuff to get a little bit more athleticism. After the first part. But as part of my basic singer position, I want to be fairly straight here, and more importantly, I want the head, see where my ears are, how many ears do you have over my shoulders? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The tendency, especially as we get older, especially in the day, is we're going to right? The shoulders roll or the neck roll. If you got like definitely not got but that being said, whatever, it's just being aware. And truthfully, if you were remember to keep the head, this is find it easier to sing. What you don't realize, whatever, is that the head weight is only the same size as the bowling ball. So you need to think about balancing a bowling ball on a stick. So when you're doing this, man, you are putting a huge amount of stress on your back, especially the lower back. And it's also the so in general, we want a nice solid position, ears over the shoulders. The next thing, whatever, is even if I'm doing that, I can still get myself in trouble. So whenever I do this, if I'm looking down or somewhere, if I'm used to sing like this, like really pounds. There was a day we caught that, and I don't know how to do it. But in any event, whatever, anything that you do that collapses the instrument is not your friend. Think of this as almost being like a brass instrument with tubing. And so I actually went all tubing material. So now you know what this is. I want to get position here. And so you put your hand on this for a second. Kind of a little bit above the stern here, the rest of it on here. This is really where we want to be. And I don't mean this. I don't mean that I'm comfortable. This is kind of weird there. The difference between if I sing everybody for a second sing. Just get already on the same note. So first of all, I want to do this. Go ahead and literally put your head down in the weird position. Sing off. Now when you're singing that, now put it in the right position. You all hear how that cleans up the sound? Are you doing that? So that's why we're talking about this. We want to make sure everybody's in the singing position. A lot of times we get if we are doing something weird, just by straightening the instrument, our sound get more sound. That's not singing loud, it's just singing more. Right, get more better sound. The last concept I want to give you about your sound, I want you to imagine that you have but I'm going to have you pretend that you're wearing like a football helmet. What I'm going to have you do in a second, we're just going to sing an awe together. And then I want you to do the same thing with your hands. I'm going to imagine that we're going to put our hands inside the front of the helmet first, and then just follow that around. As your hands move, I want you to think of putting your sound in that spot. But as it moves, whatever, I don't want you to lose what it has, something to add as you move the helmet. That's what sure that's see that one? Bring that off. Take breath if you need to. Start here. So all we're trying to do is make sure that you're placing your sound everywhere. If we're not careful, the tendency for the way we think about projecting the voices by casting forward, that's actually not good singing technique. That's more like we want to resonate in one spot and let the waves fall out. Do that same thing again. Have one more time with me. can forget you never. From you I ne'er can sever. Say you'll be mine forever. There might be some other things I throw to later on, but that's a good place to start. This is very fundamental. So we talked about posture, right? Here's over here. We talked about this is a good way. We talked about the helmet, good ways to do. We talked about slack, off. So we break concept of getting off the voice of real. All right, let's jump into Irish Eye.
Yes, Irish eyes.
One of the other things I'll say that I hear you doing, just be aware of, I might nitpick a little bit more in the songs. Go ahead and ask you one for a second. I might nitpick a little bit as you're writing the songs. There's a tendency for us to not know where to go after we hit the vowel. In general, the way we sing compared to art forms is we like a lot of duration on our vowels. And there's a tendency to not careful to start migrating to the close consonant, even if the diphthong goes too early. So the trick is to wait for the last minute where he's going to telegraph that move before you go. So if I'm singing a word like eyes, right? That's so there's the eyes, right? That's actually a triphthong, right? Eyes. But we generally want to spend when I wish I. So if somebody's singing when I wish I, somebody else sing when I wish. Those don't go together, right? You have to agree when you're gonna agree with these vowels. And generally, there's a target spot, which is each director has to decide where they like it. So people like more different places on different vowels. But once you've decided that, the trick is to stay there. So if I'm doing a tag, if I'm doing a swipe, where you move around, you don't change the vowel while you're swiping. You know what I'm saying? When I read, see how I'm like moving around. When I wish, I stayed on the same vowel the whole time I was moving through there, right? So some of this is about having just to stay on the same vowel while you're swiping around. Don't turn it until Josh tells you. So I'll nitpick it for those kinds of things because out here, what we hear is the disagreement between the singers, right? We hear some singers, we're expecting you to go on, so they're already on the trying to close the word like back would be a good example. You're gonna like bring back or do this. Bring back those good, right? Bring back. Here I went to the K right? Bring back those good old days. After I close the time on the vowels. Bring back those good old days. Bring back those good. Right? We don't want that other one doesn't sound very good. I'm exaggerating. You'd be surprised. But those are that's something that we're using for the effects of musicality. So we're listening to how much, because while you're singing this wonderful vowel, that's whenever we hear all the overtones of the walking thing that we love so much. So we want to make sure that we don't have people get ahead of that. Here we go. Put it up.
Top of Irish eyes. Quick reminder, lead start, everybody else picks up, and the people at the tag, lead baritones, and that is at, oh wait, if you're looking at these pictures before the numbers.
Have fun. The first time through, we're either Josh or I are going to stop.
Correct.
You do one run all the way through.
Aren't you guys
You're in your full.
All right. Pitch.
Sure.
That's your starting run.
long for the smile of the old emerald isle, and the people so grand to each glass a sigh, and each glass a deep light of the joy in that land across the sea. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring in the lips of Irish laughter. You can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts start happy, all the world seems bright and gay. But when Irish hearts are smiling, sure they steal your heart. Sure they steal
Okay, not bad for maneuvering through some of those changes. Especially, can't remember the last time we done it. It's been a while. Yes. Okay, just baritones, remember, you do great with everybody after, when you go way break. And you gotta work. But other than that, okay, let's go through it again. Remember, we can keep some of the concepts we were talking about. We're doing a lot already, so let's start to clean up some topics. Charlie? We're gonna want to take this one. You want to start the analysis first? I think so. I think that's what I'm feeling. Have a seat, please. To the chorus. When? Can I hear first chord? When. When. First chord. Good. Now watch this. That's great. Wow. Here you go. Here's the pitch.
But I didn't talk about this concept earlier, but one of the best things you can do for pitch taking technique is exhale while blowing. So go ahead and blow the pitch. So what I try to do, and I do it in my course, I actually do it. I include it like you just did it whenever you were doing them audio. So while you do that, you can even direct this to your exhaling. And make sure you bring this up, just bring it up lightly, just don't give it any tension. But the idea, whatever, is that when you're exhaling, while you're exhaling, really listen on this pitch. You're doing a pretty nice job already here with pitch maintenance, whatever. But this is it's so important to get a good start. So I'm really listening to that pitch, whatever. I'm really listening to that as I'm exhaling. you're experts. So show us how to.
Irish eyes are smiling.
Yeah, great, Nathan. For you.
Sure it's like a morning stream, a bit of Irish laughter. You can hear the angels sing.
Great job, great job, great job. So I'm going to give you another technique. This one, Ronnie. This time, whenever anytime you're dealing with the letter N, if we're not careful with the sound trap in our middle. So I want you to cheat a little bit. So for example, whenever you think things like mourn, instead of singing, for example, mourn, here where the N sits, mourn, I want you to sing mourn. Mourn. Like a morn. You put the N on the last bit. Like a morning spring. So you're going to sing it like you're going to sing a E rather than an N. And anytime you have, in general, a big vowel you're holding for a long time, it helps you think it ends with a D. So, for example, when we get to the end of the song, so I warned you ahead of time, when we sing the word away, we're going to change that to wed. So wed rather than wade. Wade is a tough vowel, especially whenever it's got a high voice in it. So just trust me when we get to the tag, you're going to sing wed instead of away. But anytime we have ends in here like mourn, instead of spring, instead of the spring, let's go for sprig. Sprig. Well, it sounds almost like you have a cold. Like a morning spring. Truthfully, we're going to let you have the end back, but I want to get those out of the way for a second so you don't lose your sound on those. Here's the angels sing. Here's the that's a tough one. Here's the A, this A. This is the angels. So angels. No N. Here the angels sit. Not sing, but sit. Okay? So we're just going to do that line with those modifications. I'll try to keep some of those. It's a little weird. So the first one's going to be it'll be wed. Wed, Irish eyes are smiling.
When Irish eyes are smiling.
Good job.
Sure it's
Mourn and spring.
like a morning spring in the field of Irish laughter. You can
Angels. Sit. It's amazing how up here, how much we actually still hear those N's. I'm not kidding. And what it does is it keeps your voices in the same place. I don't have to worry about that sounding Jeff and nose when I do this. I know it's a little weird, but it's actually sounds pretty good out here. Do it again, just so it's for the practice.
Also remember to move the song.
All right, did everybody hear what those all are? So wed, so instead of wed, Irish eyes are smiling. Sure, it's like a board and sprig. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing.
When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring in the field of Irish laughter. You can hear
The angels sing. It's a weird trick, but it works. Okay, so so we're gonna let you have the ends back, but you probably had a discovery there as you were doing that there was more sound than what you just did. So just be smart about it. The way it works is if I was singing when Irish eyes are smiling, so that's smiling. The only change is when Irish eyes are smiling. See, I snuck it at the end. Smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. See, the end goes at the end. Okay. We have them all back. I know I can't.
When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring, the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things happening with it. First of all, you're doing a nice job of following Josh, so yeah, you sing pretty good. There's more sound in that, so we can get more lock and ring by you doing that technique. We don't lose the sound whenever you close in. The other thing that is happening is you're giving me more duration on the valves, which is again because it's more time to enjoy how much lock and ring. And you're also actually giving us better forward motion. One of the things that's a big one for the music category was how musical it has to do with how much of line there is. It's the difference between if the director does you're singing sort of vertical. When Irish eyes are smiling, I'm trying to sing it okay. You hear how I'm doing it, right? As opposed to when Irish eyes are smiling. There's more line in that, right? So we always like that line where you're always carrying through the story. All right, we're going to keep going. Yes. Let's see what's coming up here. We're at 3. When Irish eyes are happy, the world seems right, yay. There's not a lot of traffic here for the end thing. Irish eyes are smiling. There will be an example where I'll be listening when you get to the big one, smiling. I'm going to be listening to make sure that you're not doing something weird with the vowel. Once you find your vowel, it's the whole time. Smiling is what you're listening for. Surely still your heart, and surely still your heart. Who wed.
Yeah, right there.
Right on when Irish hearts are happy.
When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. But when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart,
It's amazing because it sounds like A out here, but I'm telling you, we've got to be better vowel. I forgot we had the big harmony here. There was that R. We like starting R, so if you've ever seen a word like romance, okay, say romance and enjoy that R. But when they're in the middle of a word like heart, can't say hard, you just can't do it right. I'm sure you've talked about it before, right? I have two ways that I like to do a word like heart. For those of you that are left brain, you know, raise your hand. You can hide this R by deliberately putting your tongue below the lower teeth, and then it'll come out okay. Heart, heart. Hear how much R? Heart. I'm still not wild about that, but you can't quite hear as much R. So heart. The better word I actually like is hot. H-A-H-T. Heart. That's a much better vowel, right? And you're high here, so it's exposed, right? It's high. We need lots of bass barriers supporting that high part of it. But the word I want you to go for is H-A-H-T. Hot. If you're British, hot. It has all this hot. Hot. That's the word we're after, not a heart. Okay? Can we take on the same spot that when I start to act? Sure. See what you can do with art, and remember. Oh, by the way, whenever I think it's leads have you repeat the way. I try doing instead of saying way, because it's such a harsh vowel in the middle of this word. So instead of way, it's way, way. I'm actually saying like the schwa. Instead of way, way. It also takes less. Everybody say away.
Away.
It takes a while to get through that, right? You have to say uwe.
Uwe.
It's a lot easier to do that, right? Uwe. So they steal your heart. Uwe. We'll hear that. It's a lot less work than sure they steal your heart away. It's just a lot of work to do that. Sure they steal your heart away. So you can sound like
Yes. Also, I know we're still foaming through our way there. Remember, it's way at 48 or 49. Then you have the lead, bass, tenor move, and then they move again. Then you have the baritones. Then you have the baritones that are not slight after the lead go through the way. I'm still, there's one chord that's still not right. I know I'm going to get that switch for you guys. Let's take it from same spot. Yep, 33.
an Irish Fox. H-A-H-T.
When Irish hearts are happy.
Yeah, let's try to be tentative, let's see if we can. Don't be tentative. I know we like the nice thin production here, but that doesn't necessarily mean we like. It sounds like the leads are starting not fully supported their sound. Okay. When I like to get it down here. When it's like you're not ready to sing. When Irish hearts are, I think it's what we're doing. So nice connected sound already. So when you say the W, try to avoid saying the way we normally say it. Say it the way you would normally say it. When. Now, the singer's way is saying ooh and. So actually, I would say for a second say ooh and. Ooh and. So ooh and. Ready?
Ooh and.
That's going to be easier. So to sing now when I. Like I can get when. So it's when I. Quite frankly, you could probably say when I rather than when I, and we would hear when I. Quite frankly. What I hear, the reason I'm pointing out what I heard the leads doing was I heard you get hung up on the W. So you say uwe, you get the when I. Okay.
When Irish
Yeah, but you don't get to do that. So what I heard was when I put the N with the I.
Also, the leads.
Listen.
You go to them.
On that third, you drop it in the 5 drop.
Here we go.
When Irish hearts are happy,
Maybe on your bright day,
Hear it and see it.
yeah.
Close your eyes.
When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. When Irish hearts are smiling, surely sing your hearts.
Yes. It's not that there's a lot of things going on because I read a lot of them, but that's a lot of good stuff that I think.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. Nice work.
Yes. Let's go back to the side.
They're ready for everybody loves to love.
Remember, you're all Casanovas.
Let me ask you why you branch it and do the update. I'd love to hear some individual feedback. Was there anything that we just did there that was aha moment for you? Just make sure.
The wedge.
The wedge?
That shifting the wedge after the wedge. So wedge, like that, you can't.
It's so easy. So
You can't not do the W. It was good.
I love that. How about anybody else?
Using that D thought, if you can put it in your mind and actually sing the word like that, it just shows how much longer that vowel could be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I love that. But there's a reason why I'm asking to do that. So whenever we say a word like, we'll just say way. Way. Feel how that feels in your mouth. Now sing way. What you should feel happening with your tongue is you should feel your tongue sort of doing this, right? And so what it does is it creates more space. That's why I'm having to sing this as we sing away actually tries to collapse. So singing any vowel that you can sing, no matter what the vowel is, a, e, o, u, o, any of the vowels that we sing in our music, if you sing that you're going to put a D on the end, what it does is it creates more space in the back. It naturally creates more room for the song. So that's what that means.
For example, you give a football helmet and a voice teacher say, "Well, stop projecting." Pretend the audience is behind you.
I love that.
When I did that, I believe that's the concept.
If you guys want to do something, I guess we can do this right now. Go ahead and stand in here for a second. Hair off. I actually want you to stand back. I actually want you to stand back to back.
Cheek to cheek.
And so for a second here, I want you to sing. And I want you to think about projecting. You're only pushing it forward. Everybody projects only forward right now. Here we go. Ready? Okay. You got to go for this. Okay. Every other man turn to now face the guy that's got his back to you. Do that same thing you just did. Every other man. So we're all like this pair here. Glenn is going to sing, and Stan's going to listen. So the guy in back, when are you going to listen? Stan and Glenn is going to sing, and I want you only to project it for a second. Ready? Night and day, right? So think about that. If you're just singing to throw your sound to the audience, you're only creating half your sound. You all felt that. And the tendency of any room you sing in, including the stage, is if you sing and fill that whole sphere. One of the guys that I've coached before, he does this exercise together. We're going to spread out here so you can feel like you've got a whole sphere to work with. He says, sing still, fill your sphere. That's a totally different concept than singing to be heard by somebody in front of you. If I've got a whole sphere to work with. So that's what we're after, singing so you use your entire, all of your resume, not just half. So I love it. Everybody loves love it.
That's all. Here you go. Faces.
Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody loves me. Anyhow, that's how I feel. How I feel. Just like a Casanova. I should worry, not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do. And I love everybody. Since I fell in love with who's the most popular personality, I can't help thinking it's no one else but me. Gee, I feel just about 10 feet tall. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should worry, not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do. And I love everybody since I fell in love with you. Since I fell in love with who's the most personality. I have a love for one else. Everybody loves me. I feel just like a Casanova. I should worry, not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do. And I love everybody since I fell in love with. So in love with, since I fell in love with, so in love with you.
So some of the things that we've done. First question, maybe part of that, the trick question. How many of the concepts that we talked about earlier apply to yes, all yeah, they also apply, but it's tricky because you're moving at speed, right? I could have seen things one. A lot of this sounds great. There are spots where I get vertical, right? Especially when I have words like just like the Casanova. I don't think you asked me to do that.
No, not.
You could. Sometimes we'll do that on purpose. Just like the Casanova. I mean, we could ask you to do that for fun, but I don't think in general we don't do that. So just like the Casanova. So that means you have to really pay attention to the vowels. So the first concept I'm going to ask you to do in this next run through, pay attention to your vowels. In general, we can use more duration on all of your vowels. Okay. We need to talk about the vowel on the love. This one is a kind of director choice.
That's true. There's more of
So you got to have close like a UH,
closer to you.
or UD, since we're playing with the D, so it's UD, love. Because you could put more O. Love. There's nothing right or wrong here, it's just what the director wants. So he's asking for more UH. Everybody sing blood.
Blood.
Yeah, sing blood.
Blood.
Now you're going to put the on.
Blood.
And now you're going to do it and give you a little duration to be.
Love.
general, anybody should sing love here. Everybody loves a lover, loves a lover. You do it, loves a lover. If you get a little bit of V, I'm getting more sound, right? So you use those single V's here and the love is one that I heard. I talked about vertical matrix. So it's about vowels, it's about LUD for love, which means if you're going to do words like love as blood, LUD, how do you think you're going to say not for nothing? How do you think you're going to say nothing? Say the same vowel, right? Nut, UD, yeah. Not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes, they do. Let me hear you guys say an O. O.
Oh.
Sing that.
Oh.
And make sure that, I noticed Josh said earlier, make sure that you don't overdo that. Don't first do that. Oh. Oh. And that's too much. Just an O. Oh. Now sing, I want you to sing an oo with that same O shape in the back. So you do an oo over the O in the back. So O first. Oh. That's better oo. That's better. Sometimes we get you, and we're really, really tight, and it doesn't ring as well. So we keep a little bit of O in the back. Love you. So sing love you like I just did, and really concentrate keeping the O open in the back and move to you. Love you. Yeah, that's a good move. I think that you're gonna like that. You have a lot of oohs in the song. Do, use. Who's the most popular person? There's a lot of who's in the song, so don't let it collapse. Keep that O in the back. Let's try it. That's a lot. Let's try some of those. So we're long vowels, don't make it vertical. In general, if you sing this like you're singing a ballad, right? Everybody loves a, that's just too much, right? We might occasionally do this song like that. It's not so a little more like a ballad. Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody knows it. And I'm trying to sing more long legato lines. That's all I'm doing. Okay, here we go. This is.
Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody loves me. Anyhow, that's how I feel. How I feel. Just like Casanova, I should work not for nothing. Everybody loves me. Yes, they do. And I love everybody. Since I fell in love with who's the most popular personality, I can't help it, it's no one else but me. Gee, I feel just about 10 feet tall.
Nice job. That's already, you're doing a great job of pulling that legato sing. I know that feels like probably feels a little bit more work because we don't usually program type it, but it's right. It gives you a lot more range of sound. I stopped because there were a couple that we didn't talk about. First of all, measure 37. Who has melody there? Basses do. Lee's doing a pretty nice job. I feel like you're actually singing soft to get out of the way, but I don't feel like you actually can't do it wrong. So you would. It's about your personality.
I can't help it, no one else but me.
That's the melody. So I want you to be aware that they're taking it, whatever, not just as a volume trick, but I want to feel the energy. Go to the bass, and then everyone put their hand up and come back to you, right? And then this is a tough line. G, I feel just about 10. This is hard, right? How would I do this to try to do that? G, I feel just about. So first of all, less is more. If you do a lot of, so do it with me for a second. Speak it and overdo the just about 10 feet. Do like that, right? And just about 10 feet tall. Right? That's really, really hard. Right? Now, less is more. So looks like this, just about 10 feet tall.
Just about 10 feet tall.
That's how you gotta get to a line like that. It's just a tricky word with that speed, right? So when you get there, try to remember anytime you have a tricky phrase like that. Just about 1, 2, 3.
Just about 10 feet tall.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Sid.
Got one.
Yep.
We got that song.
Yeah, we're back to the good old days. We got one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them in there too, right? So that's the trick, less is more on those things, right? And then on ball, this is another track. The L will want to sneak into your vowel. It is not ball, it's ball, and the L goes to the end, right? So be patient, wait, he'll give you the L. So when you get to that, it's about 10 feet tall, right? Tall, have enough ball, all, have patience to put the L. Take it from, good. Do a great job, guys.
Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody loves me. Anyhow, that's how I feel. How I feel. Just like Casanova, I should worry not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody. Since I fell in love with the most I've ever personality, I can help it, it's no one else but me. Gee, I feel just about 10 feet tall.
No L. Here's your L. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I should worry not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody since I fell in love with you.
So I'm not wild about that. That's a tough word. What I hear going on. Nice job, by the way. Everything up to that was pretty quick. So when you get, so be careful when you say the word you. Don't chew that Y. That can only get you in trouble. But here it is. Fell in love with you. You're really chewing on the Y, right? So I'd almost rather have you just think, ooh, you. Here, do you hear the difference? Ooh, do that with me. Ooh, now just put a little bit of Y in there. That's the one that we want. Yeah. Otherwise, what happens is if you chew that Y and have a little pinch too, like we talked about earlier, you just in trouble. All that glorious sound on the way in there. Unfortunately, there's probably no. You do it on I should worry. This has the 1, 2, 3, 4. I should worry. Yeah. That was on me, by the way. I changed keys.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I should worry not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody since I fell in love with you.
Yes. That's right, guys.
Since I fell in love with who's the most popular everybody loves me. That's how I feel, just like Casanova. I should worry.
Let's talk about key changes. You're actually doing a pretty good job, but I think we're just trying to try it. This is actually a great line. He thinks about key changes. There's 3 parts to a key change. There's actually the preparation. Usually a key change starts with the 5/7 of the new key. That doesn't mean anything to most people, but it's the turnaround chord of the new key. Okay. So that means I need to already sort of I need to know where that new key is going to be so that chord's in tune. So there's the preparation, then there's the actual key change, the downbeat of the key change measure, but then there's committing to that. Because there will be a tendency where human nature is like, well, key, right? Right? So there's a prep, there's the key change, and then there's commitment. right? That's the key to doing that. I talked about the fact that usually when if I was fine tuning these things, this is going so fast, it's kind of hard to do that. Really, whenever you get to measure 85, using it just like you're really in the new key, right? And the root 5. So one of the things that I do whenever this is what's actually pretty good in your songs. If you're doing teaching, I always look for the root 5. So in this particular case here, the ones driving this key change are bass, lead. So that's the ones you guys have got to be the ones that have got to hear that new key change and go for that. And you're on a fifth, so it should be locked up anyway. So I'm just like Casanova, and then I, right? So that's really basses and leads on this key change, which means baritone. Certainly you can't make it happen, even though you might know it. Just so the baritone actually knows the key is. Don't tell them there's part. So they probably know where the new key is, but if they sing that third too loud, that's wrong, right? So they're on the third, they got to chill out. So they can't do it. Basses and leads have to do it. Tenors, you're on the seventh, whatever. Don't get annoyed. Okay. All right. So can we take it from the refrain two? That who's the most popular person to start the baritone? Okay.
Sorry.
Stop.
This is the second one. That's the second one.
Okay.
Baritones have the counterpoint.
Certainly showing. Here we go. 2, 3.
Who's the most popular personality? Everybody loves me. Just like cancer, everybody loves me. Yes,
Sorry, blow the B. B. Yeah, so you're in the key. So that's how all key changes work. Somebody's got the root 5. That time I shouted out to make sure the leads and basses knew they owned it, and they all went for it. There was nothing lazy about that at all. And then I said, "That's the key change," and everybody said, "Okay, yeah, I got it." And then I said, "Commit," and everybody sort of listened. So that is the new key. That's the confidence. I just want to make sure that you do what we did. Last time it was just a tiny bit fuzzy.
Yeah. Also, everybody, there's the word I'm. Wow, I feel I'm just like. That's when everybody unites. Not at just.
How do you want to compare the I?
Build.
Right. How do you want to do that?
For more of just that AH.
Just.
There's no E.
Wow, I feel I'm just.
Just like.
Same spot.
Baritones don't sing that way.
That's right. You said same feel.
So it's not your fault,
Thank you.
All right, B flat, please.
Same spot.
Same spot.
Not because you need to do it, but we'll do it. Here we go.
2, 3.
Who's the most popular personality? Everybody loves me. That's how I feel. Just like cancer, I should work. Not for nothing. Everybody loves me. Yes, they do. And I love everybody. Since I fell in love with, so in love with. Since I fell in love with, so in love with you.
So tenors, I feel like you're singing where it used to be.
Yes.
And now they're a key or whatever, so just a tiny bit higher than that.
Yes.
A
little bit more.
I know. Yep,
I
so.
thought it was such a big shock that it was so well in tune at the beginning.
You guys did a great job. There's one other concept that applies on this after this key change, because there's some tough stuff going on here. When we sing sometimes, we we filmed that. When we sing sometimes, we sing as if there's sort of like a box of voices, right? And so if we're not careful, then we have lines like, sin, 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 sin. Since I fell in love, like the ceiling play, right? So you have to manage that, you have to move that. Since I fell in love, whatever that is, dun, 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 you got to move this out of the way. And what I feel is like there's a gap in your sound, like you're moving up to a spot. You guys are singing higher than that, right? But you have to prepare for that. So anytime you have, basses have sometimes too, because you have all those leads, right? Bum, 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 bum. You have to sing whenever you move to those high notes as if there's no ceiling in your way. Okay. So there's a lot of moves in this tag where everybody's got big things going on here. So when we sing this again here, that's all I want you to do is manage that. If you know that you have a rising line, you have to make room for it. Just constantly, if you want, put your hands up and just do it. You know, you can do that. But move there so that there's nothing capping your voice and you get up and top of those notes. Tenors have a really high ending in this thing, right? Too. So since I fell in love, love. Actually, they kind of have the melody on the tag. Love. So same thing applies to tenors. Love, right? You can get stuck there. Since I fell in love with you. I just have to move that out of the way so that I can get this going. Now, the nice thing is there's a spot where even though the tenors have the melody, it really helps the basses come out a little bit on that because the tenor sings your note 2 octaves higher, so I need a lot of bass on that too. Even the baritones, so I'll take a fair amount of that 5 in the baritone. Leads, you get to finish the song in a third. Guess what? You're out. So with that idea, that's the only thing I'm throwing different at you, whatever. So we talked about doing a key change, and you're making that key change. And then stop and check it out. Yeah, we were accurate. So I want you to again. The only thing we're concentrating this tag is making sure that your ceiling is out of the way when you have a rising line. Okay. Do this one last time.
One last time.
One last time from that same spot, and then maybe.
Yeah, same place. 2, 3.
Everybody said I'm alone, I'm above someone, everybody loves me, anyhow, that's how I feel, just like Casanova, I should worry, not for nothing, everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody, since I fell in love with. So in love with, since I fell in love with, so in love with you.
Good job, guys.
All right, that's
Close.
All right, let's get the illustrious, well-renowned Mr. Popular President. I may be lying, who knows? But let's get, I'm going to trade places with him now.
All right, I'm making it short, but we're running out of time already. All right, we have a performance on the 6th. 7th. Oh, right. We got a cool poster right here.
Friday night, February 6th.
We are featured in their season
Concert series.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing all this practicing for.
Glenn, you want to talk about Valentine's?
Real quick. Okay, so we've got the flyers, you all got those electronically, I've got a couple up here as well. We're gonna be giving these to you, well, we got a great tip from the Louis, Thoroughbreds. They have a nice spread, we're gonna kind of take some of their stuff and send it to you this week electronically, so. That's the way to go with the electronic medium, Facebook and everything else. If you haven't signed up yet, we need more here. On Friday night, we have 6 singers, so that would make 1 quartet. Can't make much more than that with 6 singers. On Saturday, we have 7 singers. We have 2 chapter quartets that are going both days, so we would basically have 3 quartets, unless I can get more of you to sign up. So, you know, we'd love to get a whole bunch of them. That's important. Sign up here, please. No reason why you wouldn't be in a quartet. I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to sing either Friday, Saturday, or both days. Also, if every one of you would just sell 1 ad. You know, you all have a barber who has a wife, you all have a golf buddy who has a wife, you've got, you know, so.
You still have several.
Yeah. And if first comes to worst, you can buy the ad, buy the gift for your friend, okay, and quartet will go, you know, $65 for the course. 16 guys times 65, or 1,040. I did do that, but it's 1,040. Everyone can sell 1 ad. That's like 3 pocket shows right there. This guy's not here. Where is he? Where's the director? Being cheap, okay? We're gonna pay it every month. Sell those ads, okay? And if you need any information or help getting the stuff electronically out to everybody, use social media. That's the way to do it. And I've got extra forms here, if I may, sir. Everything you need on the board is right here. Everything you need. Matter of fact, you can give it to them and let them fill out. Okay, so it's easy. Okay. That's fine. Good. Thank you.
David.
So I sent an email to you today that I expect you to have memorized. But really, there's a couple things that are quite important right now. We talked a couple weeks ago about this barbershop scene with a barber chair and a guy with a thing and a couple of you said, "Oh, barber chair, I know where I can get a barber chair." Well, now it's time to put up, we need a barber chair. We can't do this without a barber chair. So let me know if you know of a barber chair we could borrow for about a week. We have to build a platform. Second thing we really need your help with is that we're 11 weeks away from this show. Double Date's coming all the way from California and Atlanta. It's a homecoming tour for them. They're going to be great, I promise you. It's an excellent quartet. But if no one sees them, are they really excellent? So I want you to be thinking about who you're going to sell tickets to. We will be more formal about this later, but my biggest concern about this show, not the singing, it's not even the stinking barber chair, it's that we have what my brother-in-law calls butts in seats. We really need to sell this well so we can make money. Thanks.
Okay. Randy?
I just wanted to announce that Steve Larson's not here tonight. His 100-year-old mother passed away. So he is on there in Ohio, and I put a card on the table, and I'm sure he will appreciate you guys signing it. We have visiting tonight, Mr. Shane Woodland. Hey, Shane, you want to come up? And we have Mr. Mike Vermont returning. And we're really happy to see Luke up on here. All the way from Minnesota. So, let's sing to these guys.
Welcome, welcome everyone, just sing your cares away. With barbershop the whole night long, the harmonizer
We'll be back for more singing,
Don't forget to sign the card. Every
Yes, and brings us to be a metal singer, a society president, and then do an arrangement.
Trying to go on
It's this way. Guitar, having a ball, all. This is the weirdest inversion. This is on the third. And it just isn't. You can rock these chords very nicely. This one sounds like a yeah.
You could have the basis say monotone, probably like the C, right?
Yep.
So they're gonna say the B, C, but you don't want the two, I think two people to have it say.
Yep.
B natural to the E. Yeah, so I think B natural in the back, like in the baritone do. This means the baritones have to be put their third up beyond.
Okay.
So you have,
We'll give that a try, but it's just not a single stack, and it's just in a rhythm.
So you can try that. So that would be how I would try it. So basis means say that means they have to leave because they go have to go to
Yeah.
So you can try that.
Good stuff.
Trying to make sure I'm finding the right level of detail.
all the good, like you said, all songs.
They're actually doing pretty well, but it's like a lot of this is tricky. So some of them are Josh said, in touch with what it works, right? So what I hear occasionally doing is they're trying to get their vaccine quiet. So did you see our video? So occasionally people will hear it come up. I'm not sure if I'm going to that's what you've got the slack, you've got a thin, thick. I'll give it a small. Here's some of the good
It's always great to have kids come along. Because he sang with on International, I sang with Buckeyes, Alliance, under Doug Smell, Dave Talent, yeah. So a lot of this stuff is good to hear again, get lazy.
I get it.
I'm Ron.
Talking about.
John Bender. Randy, you got my email, right?
Which one? That's right, Rotor.
Yeah.
Oh, how you doing?
Got it. If you were doing that on
That's what he told Steve. And I went in and checked the email address that I sent the email to Steve, the same one we have in file, is in there as an active member, and that's all it requires to be an active member. I told Steve I was having to check his thing out. The possibility at one point, it was getting to the point, he actually jumped
even if you got this cycle, there every time.
Even if you had that down.
Is there a
I don't have it, that probably is the number, I know that mail address I can send stuff to. Everybody else is getting notifications, there's gotta be someone.
There's some funny stuff.
There's always, I was a computer programmer for 40 years, there's always 99% of the time, it's operator error. Like I get it, I'll tell you how many times I've gotten calls, especially first thing in the morning, my computer's not working, I can't get it, can't get it to come up, it won't even turn on.
Tom said previously, an update,
Still programming error.
the only ones that
Maybe they say you can't be over certain people.
like when they're 80s, they're not safe. So I've been trying to figure that out.
Yeah, because the children would be no better before the turn of the last century, before 1900. So, no, yeah, guaranteed there's some little boat somewhere. Trust me, that's the thing that I always felt was a major portion of my job. Not just writing code, but being a investigator, tracking down what is causing this, and sometimes some little things as much as common in the wrong places.
Driving in all this.
Yeah, that is strange.
And it was exhilarating, exhausting.
Which, it doesn't really affect our regular program, because we still can make a bill. But it affects a third-party program that draws information from our office program, who sends out all the they don't register.
See it.
They don't see that.
Because they're deceased.
With that age, a lot of times it doesn't matter. A lot of
Weird. It's, yeah, I'm sure it's something, some glitch somewhere.
Back to the house you moved in here. Very good. I know that Jonathan gave us, I heard we got to here too much. Watch. Which of course, our daughter. That's the son of no, he doesn't live there. Specifics of what we're working on. But this is all of the stuff that's rammed into that one right now that says, release your praise.
But they get very good at everything. But they're really out there. Yeah, I really
And what's interesting is
and that's it.
I thought I'd be. More money than I can really.
I love doing stuff like a lot of the stuff that we did, we did apply All right, people.
Okay.
We're going to move on. Thank you for your consideration. And let us sing, bring back those good old days. Das ist gut. Sehr gut. Let's proceed.
Good old days, bring them back again. Bring back those good old days, we mean the days when the boys sang melody. Those were the good old days, what a happy tune we can prove in so many ways. Bring back those good old days, those wonderful days, we mean the days when the boys sang harmony. Those were the good old days, what those happy days, happy days, what a happy ways. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about the good old days. I want a girl just like the girl that married in her old land. She was a learning that daddy ever had. Bring back those good old days. We want the rat-a-tat-tat-tat, what we'll have. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about the good old. Darling, I am growing older. Oh, what good old, those good old, bring back those good old days. Bring back those good old days.
Okay. Feels like we're doing a little dust off. Not bad, guys. Bases, remember we talked about we're going to do what's originally written on the text. Saying, when the boy is saying the melody, blah, blah, blah. Then it's Ziggity boom. All right, start working a little bit with this one. Let's start at the beginning again.
What are some things that you would think I would add to as possible? Again, there's already a lot of nice song in the room, but I'm hearing opportunities for improvement. So what are some of the things you think my ears putting on your singing and music?
Connect a lot more.
Yeah, I love the connection concept. Yes, and so we actually had one of these in the earlier songs. So I said it earlier, the little memory word here. That's the one. That's a little more. Yeah, don't overdo it. So, like the basic that, right? You're gonna have trouble if you do that, right? Leaves have done a lot of fast work too, right? Like, happy tune we can croon in so many ways. The fun one, right? Actually, happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days. Talk about the way we're happy days, right? Right. Right. So, happy days. Happy days. So again, let's more. Happy days, happy days. Talk about the way. Talk about the way. Do that. Yep. Talk about the way. Talk about the way my happy plays. 1, 2, 3, and talk about the way my happy plays. Now, part of it, how you get to that lead is you got. They can't all be. That's just as bad as overdoing it. Talk about the way my happy. You can't do that, right? So use your pulse beats. Talk about the way. Talk about the way my happy plays. Talk about the way the happy plays. So it would be, if you broke it down, talk about, that's hard to do. Talk about the way my happy plays. Do that. Talk about the way my happy plays. Is that what you mean? Talk about the way my happy plays. And then it goes, and talk about the way my happy plays. Talk about the way my happy plays. If you gotta leave anything out, the does, I think is kind of troubling, right? So talk about the way the so one thing I'm not saying the TH is hard. I'm saying the. I'm talking about the way. I'm talking about the way the happiness plays, right? So here's a case. I mean, it's really a rhythmic thing. Nobody cares what the words are in the album, right? They won't hear it. All they're going to hear is that's all they're going to hear anyways, right? So don't worry about this. Talk about the way the happy plays. Talk about the way the happy plays. So do it yourself. 1, 2, 3, and talk about the way the happy plays. 1, 2, 3, and talk about the way the happy plays. 2, 3, and talk about the way the happy plays. 2, 3, and talk about the way the happy plays. 3, and talk about the way the happy plays. Yeah. And in general, what I use as a technique, I learned a song like this one, I would do like this with you guys. I'll slow it down, do it in slow motion, fix it in slow motion, I don't do that. I love the big takeaway concepts I heard were so it's rhythmic integrity, it's the line, you know, nice about singing, and it's the less is more. You got a lot of stuff. Here we go. Yes. Keep up.
Good old days, bring them back again.
Do you want that much punch in there when you go back?
I don't want, no, I don't need that.
Please be careful on the word back. You know, I'm getting, bring them back. I'm getting a lot of punch on that. I think I would take a little bit of punch. Careful with those G's too. That was actually better the first one. The first one you guys really got aggressive with the G's, like good old. Yeah. Don't hunt for that.
Good old days, good old days, bring them back again.
Just to introduce an earlier concept, I heard you guys say bring them back again. Again, it's harder than bring them back again. We use that schwa. It's easier to say that. Bring them back again. It's again. It's hard to do. It's harder to do. So again. Do the schwa.
Good old days, bring them back again.
by the way, you can watch too. Your kids back on that. So, as you're holding it, good old days, don't just plant, don't just do the dead bird. Good old days, don't just do that. Good old days. Get a little bit of a pulse there. It's dead bird. Dead bird. Good old days. And you just plant it, stick, whatever it is. So they're all, we should never just hang on a note. There should always be some direction to go. One way. Yeah, one way. Yeah, correct.
Good old days, yes, good old days, bring them back again. Bring back those good old days.
Nice job of the intro there. Basically, we're just enjoying how we did that while we were.
Okay, B flat. Let's do it again.
Good old days, bring them back again. Bring back those good old days, bringing the days when the boys sang melody. Those were the good old days. In so many ways. Bring back those good old days, those wonderful days, the days when the boys sang harmony. Those were the good old days. One happy day, Saturday, happy way. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about the good old days.
Think about 20% off the speed per second. Reminder, when we get the cubby tune leaving prayer, you got those oohs. Remember that I think we got the pitch do in there, right? Remember we want to have like a O in the back, right? Whoever's singing ooh, it's not ooh, 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 oh, oh, ooh. We want that more relaxed ooh. We don't want that pitch one, okay? On those oohs. The word days in this song, be careful, there's a tendency for that vowel to get wide on days, right? So I like more like a EH, like dead. So bring back those good old dead, EAD. Bring back those good old dead. Bring back those good old days. I'm still putting an A now, but I'm putting the difference between that. Bring back those good old dead. Bring back those good old dead days. Yeah, we don't want that last one. Days. So just keep it. If it helps, you can do this when you're singing. Bring back those good old days. Just keep everything in both. Bring back those good old days. That's what I'm getting out here. So keep it tucked in. So we're going to take 20% off the speed for a second, so you can work with some of those technique things. I like the legato singing. That's nice. You did a great job there. Dave, we talked about an A vowel where that sits. We talked about an U vowel where that sits back. And in general, just remember anytime. So since I tried it out there, watch the dead bird. Gotta go somewhere. All right. So we'll do it about maybe about like. Yeah, worse.
The bass is everything. A flat. B. Yes. So 1, 2, the bass is ready and ready basses. 1, 2, 3 and
bring back those good old days. We win the days when the boys sang melody. Those were the good old days. We want to have we can prove in so many ways. Bring back those good old days, those wonderful days. The days when the boys sang harmony. Those were the good old with a happy place. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing of the good old days.
Lee, you guys really hate that line. Happy days, happy days.
I'm sitting on second beat, right? Talk about.
Much Lee, right, talk about the way the happy, talk about the way, talk by the way. Actually, let's just change the word, talk by the way. I'm saying by the way. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk, so I'm in the opposite, instead of talk about, that's the word description, about. So talk by the way. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way of a happy place.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. You can play with that.
Yeah.
Basically, when you guys are practicing your pickup, and you have a couple of them like that, right? So, the most important part is the actual, downbeat, right? So, ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 so you have ding, 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 do that. Ding, 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 ding. Just do the ding first, ready, and ding, 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 ding. Now, just the ding, 2, 3, and ding, 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 ding. Now, example, ready, and ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that's what it is. So the dings are more important of where I hear the sing happening is when people are running ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Try and make them all important, it doesn't work. So you're practicing your own. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Anybody who has those profiles, that's the truth. Let's try it back up to tempo.
Yes.
Lee, you got the new words? Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way. Talk by the way of a happy place. Talk by the way of a happy place.
Be glad. Ready, bases. 1, 2, 3. That's my fault. Ready? Because I'm trying to count the limits. Just ready? Ding, bases.
Ding, 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 ding. Bring back those good old days. We need the days when the boys sang melody. Those were the good old days. On a happy tune, we know so many ways. Bring back those good old days, those wonderful days. We need the days when the boys sang harmony. Those were the good old days. On those happy, happy days. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about the good old days. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old dad.
Do me a favor, do the same spot here, where you're at, right on I want to go. Basically, just so you're aware, you're a little bit behind here. You're kind of following the lead. So this time, everybody follow the bases. Here we go. I want to go. Bass start in charge. Whatever the bases do, the other parts do with it. Cool. That would be after the beginning. There you go.
Want a girl just like the girl that married dear old dad. She was
Yeah, nice job. Bases, way to go. Nice job.
Also, I know it's a really hard vowel, and it's extra. It's a lot extra when it's coming from embarrassment too. But the word girl.
Girl.
It's too much, too much bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanna go, try to do that. Here's good. You got it more, you got it. There you go. Ready, pitch.
I want a girl just like the girl that married the old man.
Sorry, let's just be, let's be technical for a second here. Let's make all these more beautiful. You heard me with your girl. I think you're doing a pretty good job of trying to give them that. The main thing, whatever, is the trick of that is the first one, right? I wanna go. Now, what I'm doing for some of you, I'm making a big deal about putting my tongue below my lower teeth. I wanna go. That's one you want to do, right? Here's what here's what I just let my tongue go on the very way. I want a girl. Right, that's wrong. Right? I want a girl. And it's actually going to feel, once you use that, it feels better than the other one. Just like the girl that married. Now, there's much harder here. Married. The tongue needs to stay low and all. Mary, dear, dear, dear. Now, D, roll. Mary, dear, roll. The R goes with all. Mary, dear, roll. That's where they belong, right? It's worth getting all of them. And I didn't pick on you guys yet, but I knew Josh probably also forgot to talk about him. He will help you.
What's your favorite?
One of my sayings, zeros are made at the ends of phrases. You want all of these.
Here we go. You guys are probably do this. Go.
Yeah.
Go that side.
I want a girl just like the girl that married the old man. She was a girl and he never had he ever had. Bring back those good old days. The razzle-dazzle and everything that vaudeville has. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about those good old days. We all want to get those good old days. Good old days.
I like a lot of the improvement there on I Want a Girl. So the trick on this, I'd like to give you a chance. Some that I knew I know we have so much stuff at you guys, and you guys would be improvers of things for right now. When we get to this acceleration, there's a tendency for us to kind of stair step this acceleration, right? And that's not really what we want. That's not really what I think. That's not what Josh was directing. He said she was a pearl and the only girl that daddy ever had. Yeah, so it's more of a smooth speed up rather than down, right? So that means you really got to. And again, if most of you are not reading, so if you're watching what he's doing, you can see how he's doing. So see if we can be a little bit more together on that acceleration.
Acceleration start.
It's kind of on measure 59, right?
Yeah, it's about 59.
Okay. You kind of get two measures where you get the same tempo. Yeah. She was a girl, and the only girl that he ever had. Right? So that's kind of what I think you're going for. So, let's see if we can polish some of that acceleration too.
Yeah.
Are you having the lead to color rather than as that jazz, or you trying to do like a?
I haven't talked to him about that, no.
I hear some of them trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay if you want to do that. But
It needs to be unified.
yeah, it just needs to be unified. So whatever you're going to do there, I don't care which one you do, but here's your two options. We want the jazz, that jazz, the kind of thing that Bob has. You just keep, more. But if you're going to try to do razzy,
Yeah.
we want that razzmatazz, that jazz. It's got to be really bright. It's got to be really sassy, bright, and deep if you're going to do that. razzmatazz, that jazz, the kind of thing that vaudeville has. And if you do that, then to show people that you're in control, you have to be like, give us a catchy phrase. You gotta go back into good singing on it if you do that. So that's what makes that work. So I don't care which one you do.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta
I haven't brushed that with them yet.
which one you want to try?
I do. I always go to shoes with them.
Go ahead, Leeds. Try that. But just make sure that you're back by. Give us a catchy phrase. Just make you ready for that. Okay, here we go.
Now, I know I said extreme, don't go overboard. Okay,
The other thing I would say too, that obviously at the back end of this thing, the other thing in this arrangement that's going to make or sell the ending is, darling, I'm growing old, dear, wow, that's got to be really in control, right? So do everything you can. What I feel is happening there is I feel like at this point in the song, you're kind of like hanging on for dear life a little bit, right? But you need to know that you're not up there by yourself. So sing as if everybody's good.
All right, get to that point, sing as if you're not tired.
I want to go all the way to the end.
That's it.
Yes, I do too. From the reprise, I'm not the reprise, from, I want her. I want her good.
The second song.
Remember especially on the tag when you're holding days for a long time, what's your word, your target word? Dead. With A on that. Good old day, good old dead, good old day. That's the one that we want.
Yes. Can I just have you sing the I chord, your pitch? I. Now breathe.
Just like the girl that married
Hero.
She was a hero, and the only girl that he ever had. Bring back those good old days. We want the right to dance, and rock the hands. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about the good old. Darling, I'm growing older. Bring back those good old. Bring back those good old days. Bring back those good old days.
The last three chords, good old dead.
Good old days.
Good old
I should say the word dead.
Say the word good. Good old dad.
Good old days.
You don't believe I want that. Good old dead.
Good old days.
Now say good old days.
Good old days.
Yeah.
Much better.
Just to show us, sing it wrong, show us what we don't. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Good old days.
Right. Show us the right way.
Good old days.
That's freaking amazing. That's fair.
Yes, that was really good stuff. Guys, sit down. Actually, no. We have enough time. Beginning to end. Channel everything we've been talking about. Nice and smooth. Beginning to end, whole song. No, bring back.
Bring back.
The whole song, bring back.
Left in.
Good old days, good old days, bring them back again. Bring back those good old days. We mean the days when the boys sang melody. Those were the good old days. On a M2 we can croon in so many ways. Bring back those good old days, those wonderful days. Bringing the days when the boys sang harmony. Those were the good old days. Mama's happy days, happy days. Give us a catchy phrase so we can sing about those good old days. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old dad. She was the girl that daddy ever had. Bring back those good old days.
Want that brass and tan, want that jazz, everything that Bob has.
Bring us a catchy phrase so we can sing about those good old darling times growing older. Wow, wow, those good old, those good old, bring back those good old days. Bring back those good old days.
One question. You're doing the razzmatazz, the rest of you doing the wah wah wah, you know, that just straight.
I think you guys can do the wah wah.
Wah, wah. Yeah.
I'm doing, they're doing that razzmatazz.
Right.
They're doing-
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're doing wahs while they're doing that.
So we're not doing wah wah.
I'm thinking about, I could probably, they could probably do it.
That might be too much stick lead, whatever Josh will play.
Probably put it back a little bit, but that's actually not as bad as it was. 50-50.
$22 in the pot.
Last call,
That's all I for you do.